Okay, we're in Lawrence Stoller's shop and we're in the process of collecting and selecting our crystals that we're going to use for the cutting exercise and cutting and polishing over the next couple of days. I think I found my piece and I'm going to show it to you now.
So here's the crystal I was drawn to. It looked to me originally to be like a clear quartz, maybe a light smoky, but with a lot of hematite and iron on it. And I knew I wanted to polish 3 of the sides, but leave 3 of them natural. And this is Mary's crystal. One of them that she worked with, actually, she had 2 during this process. And then here's a Fito and his crystal, which is rutilated with a beautiful chloride inclusion. And originally when he started with it, it also had mineral and iron deposits on the outside. The first step for all of us was to work in the grinding room. All 3 of us worked around the same grinder, a metal plate which had water added to it constantly to help with friction and heat. And one of the things that we learned during this time was to pay attention to the angles. So as we would polish, we would then measure to make sure that we were honoring the 60-degree angle that the crystal naturally grows in. From here we went out to the polishing wheels. These were wooden, where you would add your own oil and diamonds to the wooden blade and then polish, each one getting more fine than the one before. So we all started out on 100, moved to 200, 300, and eventually 600. Fito's was a little different because he wasn't really working with sides and faces like Mary and I were. His was more rounded and more of a unique shape. So it was a bit of a time-consuming process, but it actually was very meditational as well, very much staying in the moment. And there was always somebody there to help. Tim or Ingrid or Lawrence was right there, either to offer guidance or assistance, or maybe to take over if we got into a particularly deep spot. But always there as champions and cheerleaders for us through this process. It was a constant process of checking the status of the crystal and then cleaning it to see where you actually were, and then moving on to the next level. These crystals continuously transformed before our eyes. New faces would be revealed, new inclusions that maybe you couldn't see before, although there was some deterioration in the appearance initially because of all the polishing that added some grayness to it, until we eventually got to the fine polish with the felt cloth, a cloth wheel that you added the polishing compound and water to continuously. There were a few other pieces of equipment that we used as well. Some of them were just for cleaning up a particular area, maybe because it was sharp and needed to be ground down. And each day we had a wonderful lunch prepared by Lawrence's family, Sonny and Mukti. A time to gather and reflect on everything that we were working on, and then eventually to see the finished product, these beautiful crystals that were completely transformed from when we started out. As I said, I originally thought mine was probably clear quartz with a bit of smoky, but in reality, as you can see, it's actually quite a beautiful citrine piece. What an experience.